Hello, and let me tell you the story about events which happened upon one summer's day. As you see, Tam is going for a drive in his old car. Peter attempts to close the door, but him being so stupid doesn't do a very good job, as when Tam pulls away, the door flies open. But Peter holds it shut, so it should be fine. As we can see here, Tam is absolutely flying around the field with a complete disregard for his own safety, let alone the moron Peter who is sitting next to him, but oh well, he is wearing a beret. As we can also see, the dogs are having a hell of a good time.
Your car's front wheels don't do that.
I'm not going to lie, out of all the dogs there, that little one absolutely terrified me. And that's me standing right there in the blue shirt, looking a bit gormless as I look at this ancient vehicle in complete awe of its power and beauty. I think that this car puts all Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, any muscle car that comes to mind completely in the pits. If it was off-road, of course. Do take into account that Tam's passenger Dunk, he's taking a lot more caution, as Dunk is a far more less silly person than Peter, who's blocking the camera again. Oh dear. Now that there is one very, very happy Dunk. Now even our cameraman Alex Jews even had to have a go in this wonderful car. He refused to drive it because he says he can't remember how to drive a car. But when you're driving a car from 1913, I don't think it really matters if you know how to drive a modern car or not, because it's so bizarre and wonderful to drive. I do apologise that Alex is being a bit rigid and unimaginative with the camera at the moment, because normally he's on the ball and he's picking up the most wonderful shots, but I think he's absolutely terrified by being in this vehicle. I don't think he's ever experienced anything like this before. Filming myself and Peter standing there may look like an attempt to be imaginative, but it's actually he was calling out for help by using hand signals. But of course the camera couldn't pick that up. Oh dear. Peter's in the car yet again. Ah dear, what a silly person. But at least he wasn't driving it. As you can see, the beautiful dog here, Willow, we're attempting to get her in the car, but to be honest, Willow is the most sensible one out of all of us, and she knows better than to get into that car. Instead, she turns a blind eye to it and says, "No, I'm not silly enough to get into that vehicle." Ah, there you go, off I go. Now next it was me attempting to have my first drive. As you can see, I turned the corner a little sharp. Willow was terrified, and I felt I almost rolled the car over, but Tam didn't warn me about the overly sensitive steering system that this car has, but at least we didn't die, which is something. I feel by this point I had pretty much got the hang of the car, and I was speeding around ever so recklessly, but without killing anyone or destroying any buildings. So all went well. See, notice how I missed that alpaca? Oh, Willow is wise to keep her distance this time after what happened last time. You see, this little dog isn't quite as intelligent as Willow, is it? It seems to think the way to stop the car is by running under the wheels. Well, it is a very small dog. Ah, yes. This is where the notorious and famous Peter was going to have his first attempt of driving a real car. Not a silly Austin Allegro. Yes, that's true. That is actually what he drives. He's used to things leaking oil. Of course, by this point, it looked like he had actually set the Humberette on fire. It seemed that only as soon as Peter went to the wheel that this could actually happen. As you can see, he pulls away, not that bad, but he breaks down soon after.
We were better. Got a fuel now. It would happen.
Bloomin' moron. Later on, Tam found out that Peter had run out of fuel, but that wasn't the only problem which Peter had caused.
Oh, that's very interesting.
What's that?
The pinion that I engage into has dropped off.
Oh no.
It's somewhere in the field.
Is it just any old bolt?
No, it's the thing with teeth that engages with to start her.
You'll need Mike's metal detector.
But if we walk around, we should see it somewhere. No, it's dropped off. Oh well. Is it big? It's about that big. You see that? You see that thing?
Right, yeah.
So we all went to search around the field, which was a wonderful idea by Tam, but Peter instead found something else to do while we were all searching on our hands and knees.
Sit inside. Pretend you're a cabbie. Start swearing and breaking DMC.
50 quid.
No.
Yes, Peter, how productive and helpful of you. You'll be pleased to know that later on we did actually find the part for the Humberette, and it wasn't long before it was soon on the road.
It's a big front.
It's got a little tear here that needs doing and fixing.
It's lovely. It feels very cosy.
So is that
Oh, yes. You have to sort of go like this.
Yes, except you can't see out. That's
Yes.
Is that a brake pedal on the right?
That's the brake, accelerator, clutch. Yeah.
But it,
You should have known that before driving it.
no, I knew where the accelerator and the clutch was, wasn't sure whether it was a brake or not.
You should give this a try, Tam.
Oh, I will.
It's
I will.
It's fairly impressive. Experience of sitting here.
And so a good time was had by all. The car eventually ended up back on the road, and we took Peter home back to bed. Back to his cage. And so we all had a wonderful time in this old car that's known as Mo, and we look forward to many more happy adventures with Tam and his wonderful machines from long ago. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Alex Orchin. Goodbye.